How are we doing, guys? OOZES, Hull 0, Leeds 4 post-match review. What a win, guys, what a win. Unbelievable game. It's hard to even begin to now kind of describe that one because, you know, it's just amazing, absolutely amazing. I think the first thing to start off with is that I'm absolutely made up for Tyler Roberts. You know, no one deserved to score more than Tyler Roberts. You know, what he's gone through since he's arrived at Leeds, you know, it's been injury, setback after setback, and the strength of character, you know, he's had to show at times this season. Absolutely fantastic. Look, he's not played many games, but when he's played, he's been brilliant for me. You know, he's made an impact, he's been brilliant. And to look, you know, I've mentioned Tyler Roberts a lot in the post-match reviews. You know, in any kind of all these video, you know, I've mentioned Tyler Roberts a lot because he's a player who's our most talented footballer. You know, he plays a variety of different positions. Today he plays as a striker. You know, sometimes he plays in the number 10 role, sometimes he plays a bit deeper as a central midfielder, sometimes he plays on the left wing. You know, he's giving us performances in every single position. And he's not had much time to adapt. You know, the lack of minutes he's had, and that's the only thing that could possibly hold Tyler Roberts back for me, is his injuries. That's the only thing that could hold him back, and I just hope now that he's put it behind him. You know, and it is purely luck. You know, I've seen some absolute rubbish said about Tyler Roberts, you know, last couple of weeks. You know, it's his fault he's getting injured. Absolutely rubbish. Absolute rubbish. You know, absolutely fantastic for him and made up for him. You know, some of the stick he's taken has been absolutely ridiculous. You know, whenever he's played for us, he's done a job. And he's played in a variety of different positions. He's still young, and he's put in a top performance today. And he's, you know, produced 2 fantastic finishes. They've ultimately put the game well beyond doubt, and that's the first thing to start with, guys. Absolutely buzzing for Tyler Roberts. You know, it's literally 5 minutes into the game finish, and that is absolutely amazing. You know, he saw what it meant to him, and it's fantastic when you see things like that. But guys, it was a strange game, wasn't it? It was a strange game. I have to be honest. The first half was. Wasn't great. You have to be honest, the first half was not great. It was a pretty poor half. I think both teams couldn't pass a ball. You know, the ball just kept turning over all the time. But I felt we were the better team. You know, in that first half. You know, obviously we start the game strongly. We get the early goal. Maybe it's a bit lucky, but Luke Ayling, he's had his shot from there, and anything can happen when you have shots from distance. And this one's gone in. We go 1 up, and then obviously Pablo's had that shot. Wow, he's almost took the crossbar in half. And after that, yeah, obviously we did go a bit sloppy, but again, Hull had a little bit of play, a couple of 10-15 minute spell, but they didn't create anything. And our defence held firm. You know, we won a lot of the second balls, we're nice and aggressive. You know, I think Hull obviously had a bit of height, you know, McGuinness, and obviously Balagu came on as well, and we dealt well with that aerial threat, I felt, and I thought we were good. You know, obviously we changed the shape a little bit. You know, we started as a 4-1-4-1, then we sort of went to what looked like a 3-3-1-3, but a very kind of narrow 3-3-1-3. You know, I think the three midfielders, of Dallas, Phillips and Click were very, very narrow. Dallas was almost like a right central midfielder, Click a left central midfielder, and Calvin just holding. And obviously the back three is normal of Ayling, Weiss and Cooper when we changed into that shape. And yeah, you know, it looks well rehearsed. You know, I think Hull did kind of go with a different shape than we were expecting. You know, they went with a 4-4-2, or certainly you know, changed into a 4-4-2 when they went 1 down, and we adapted to that well, and we went straight to our 3-3-3 at the back shape. You know, something we've done all season. You know, no matter who we're playing, no matter how the game's going, we will always change to 3 at the back when the team goes 2 up top, because it's all about the system and our belief in the system, and that shows. You know, it shows how well rehearsed we are in the switch of system. You know, Dallas went from left back to a completely different position in central midfield and adapted to it very, very quickly. I've been critical in the past of Dallas in central midfield, but today he was absolutely fantastic. He won loads of second balls, pressed really well, relentless, a threat going forward, brilliant performance off Stuart Dallas. And to be fair, again, like Middlesbrough, I think the whole team has done its job. You know, I can't think of one player who can criticise today. You know, I think the whole team's done its job, and it's just a really professional win from us. You know, I think second half we stepped it up. I'd be amazed if Marcelo Bielsa didn't bowl at the players at half time, to be honest, because he did not look happy on that touchline. You know, I've never seen Bielsa so animated. You know, normally when Bielsa's animated, it very much feels like he's in the dressing room rather than on the sidelines. You know, it's not something he tends to do, but he was very frustrated with us. You know, at times in that first half, we just couldn't get the ball at the back. You know, we were just giving the ball away a lot. But the second half, we stepped up massively, as I've said. We pressed them relentlessly. You know, I think we had 14, 15 shots on goal in the second half, and you know, good quality efforts. You know, we forced the keeper into a couple of saves. You know, George Long's had to make some good stops. And yeah, you know, it was a really professional second half performance. Again, I still think, you know, we could have done even better today, and the fact we've won 4-0 and there's still criticisms, you know, we've still played a good half of the match not being at our best, and we've won the game 4-0 was nice to see, and we were nice and clinical as well. You know, nice and clinical, and it's absolutely critical. You know, it's critical that you're clinical at this level. Yeah, I did say after Middlesbrough, you know, we needed Harrison, Costa, Bamford to step up. I thought Harrison was, for me, absolutely phenomenal today. You know, I thought McKenzie had an absolute nightmare right back against him. You just didn't know where Harrison was half the game. You know, Harrison was twisting inside, outside, making brilliant out-to-win runs, a threat on the counter-attack. Okay, sometimes his decision making wasn't brilliant from time to time, but the quality of balls he was putting into the box, you know, sometimes, you know, I felt Bamford should be attacking them better. But I thought Costa, second half, much better, much more like it from Helder Costa. You know, lively, plays a big part in the second goal. The second goal, obviously, it's a Harrison cross into the box. It's come out to Costa. Great little slide rule pass into Hernandez, and Pablo, you know, has got himself another goal. It's a hot streak for Pablo at the minute, and we get the second goal. And we calm down then a lot. You know, it very much feels very comfortable for us. You know, we're passing the ball around nicely. We're moving it around well, and we looked at our absolute best. You know, sort of the last half an hour or so. Some lovely shots from distance. Click had one, Costa had one, Harrison had one, Hernandez had one, all well saved. And then obviously Tyler comes on with 25 minutes to go. It was a change I wasn't expecting, but I thought Roberts, fantastic, absolutely fantastic in that centre forward role. And I've already said before, you know, I think he's the most talented young player in the division. He just needs a run of games. You know, the fact he's made such an impact on this Leeds team, whenever he's played, you know, whatever position he's played in, he's always made an impact, and that to me tells a very talented footballer. You know, he's not had much time to adapt with injuries. You know, he spent over half the time injured, and he just links the play up so well. You know, I think his performance was not just the 2 goals. I just thought his all-round link-up play, hold-up play. You know, he's making runs down the channels, and I just think he's a massive threat. I think he's a massive threat. No matter what position we play him in, he has to play games for us. You know, he has to play games for us. He just gives us that something a little bit different. And the finishes are clinical, and 2 good finishes, as I've already said, and that's massive, you know, for the whole team. You know, having a player like that coming back into us, you know, it almost feels like a new signing to an extent, and that's huge. You know, obviously with the Augustin news, there's bad news. You obviously had the Kiko Kasir news. I'm not going to comment on the Kiko Kasir news. It's not right for me to comment on that until we've seen the details of the report. And yeah, you know, of course, it's been a difficult week, you know, in terms of injuries, suspensions, etc. So yeah, we've had to adapt to that. Obviously, Ilan Meslier, I've not even spoken about Ilan Meslier. You know, he's made his debut in the league, and I think he's been absolutely solid. You know, obviously, it's not a shot to save from what I can recall, but I thought his distribution, okay, first 10 minutes or so, first 10-15 minutes, he was getting pressed quite aggressively. I think Hull saw it as an opportunity against a new keeper to press him, try and force a mistake, try and, you know, unnerve him early doors, and I thought he settled down after that. You know, a couple of times he put the ball out of play, but after that, I thought he was nice and solid. Some lovely balls into Calvin Phillips, just to break the lines really to an extent. You know, take 2 or 3 Hull players out of the game, move Hull around the pitch, and I thought his distribution was good. A couple of times he had to come for crosses, be nice and aggressive in the air. You know, a couple of, you know, Hull got some quite big lads on set pieces and that lot, and crosses into the box, and he commanded his area really well. And for me, I can't ask for anything more for Ilan Meslier. I thought it was a nice and solid performance, and yeah, you know, I think I'm not too nervous at all about having Ilan Meslier for the next 7 games at least. You know, I think he's more than warranted that in terms of his performance against Arsenal, his performance in the 23s. I think he's been nice and solid. And it's just so positive all around, guys. It's just so positive all around. You know, we've changed his shape. We just looked all round really good today. And I think we've played, I know we've won 4-0, but I think we have played better this season at times. I think certainly it'd be easier on the eye, passed the ball around a bit better, but today we were ruthless today, ruthless. And it's what you want to see from a Leeds team, just being nice and ruthless, taking the chances. You know, Tyler Roberts, 2 half chances, he takes them. You know, maybe Patrick Bamford doesn't take them, you know, etc. You know, Patrick Bamford probably doesn't take them on current form. So it's a big boost having someone like that on the bench, who hopefully for me starts against Huddersfield. Whether he's in the 10 role or he's up top, he has to start against Huddersfield for me. I have to talk about Matthijs Klick as well. Matthijs Klick, first half, I thought was you know, I didn't even notice Matthijs Klick in the first half. But, you know, you just saw the character of Matthijs Klick, that he didn't let it affect him. You know, the first half hadn't gone his way. You know, gave the ball away a couple of times. The second half, I just thought he ran the game. You know, he sets up the last 2 goals. I think he moves the ball around fantastically well, and he just makes things happen. You know, he's the best central midfielder in the league. You know, I think in terms of end products, he's in absolutely fantastic form. I think it's now a goal and 3 assists in his last 3 games. So, you know, full credit to Matthijs Klick, you know, on the absolute top of his game at the minute, and when he's at the top of his game, we're brilliant as well. You know, when Matthijs Klick plays well, we're unbeatable, really, for me. You know, I think when you have someone like that in midfield who can control the game, pass the ball, you know, create, score the occasional goal as well. You know, you're a tough team to beat. It just tells. You know, I think it's a lot about individuals stepping up at the moment. You know, Jack Harrison, Mateus Click, Pablo Hernandez, obviously Tyler Roberts coming in, Ben White, Liam Cooper. You know, much more like it from both players. I think both players are back on the top of the games really for me. You know, we're having very few chances created against us. I think Hull have had the one half chance for Balogun, sorry. You know, he's gone on the half turn, had a shot off the post, but I can't remember Hull created anything else. I might be wrong. Obviously Middlesbrough had that one chance, Reading one chance, Bristol City one chance. So it's nice and solid. We're having very few chances created against us. We're keeping things nice and tight at the back. Luke Ayling, Stuart Dowell's fantastic at full back, and it's all positive, guys. I'm struggling to see any weaknesses in this team at the moment, and that's what's fantastic. You know, we've got options off the bench. You know, of course. You know, we're still to see Paveda or Gustan properly. Who knows, maybe they're going to play a part as the season goes on. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but it has to be positive at the moment, guys. It has to be massively positive. And you know what, the game's coming up at 3 o'clock. I don't care. I could not care less what the results are. We know roughly what our job's going to be. It's the same every season. You know, it doesn't matter what the other teams do. Roughly, there or thereabouts, mid-80s to 90 points is going to be enough for promotion. You know, you might call me arrogant saying that, but it's the same every season. You know, I think the maximum Fulham can get is 93 points. And that's the maximum Fulham can get. That's if they win every single game. So I can't be bothered getting worried about other teams' results. It's all about ourselves. We certainly have to be better than what we were in the first 45 today, but the second 45 just told that the levels this team expects, you know, the levels Marcelo Bielsa expects from this team. You know, the ruthlessness. We go in one up, and I'm absolutely certain that team was bollocks at half time. I'm absolutely certain that team was bollocks at half time because, you know, we were 1 up at half time and it wasn't good enough, and that's the standards we set now. That's the standards Marcelo Bielsa has brought into this football club. That, you know, if you let your levels drop at all, even if you're ahead in the game, 3-0, 4-0 up, you're going to get pulled up on it. You get pulled up on it. I thought it was quite telling that Bamford came off with 25 minutes to go, you know, with the game 2-0 up, you know, a chance for Bamford to score, but it showed that ruthlessness, and that was good to see. You know, it was good to see that we made that decision. You know, obviously Tyler Roberts getting his chance, and it's huge for us, guys. It's absolutely huge. You know, the confidence of this team. You know, we have Berardi who came in against Middlesbrough, solid performance, and that's the mentality this team's built. You know, I think the mentality is so much better than it was last season. You know, I think maybe we played better football last season, but I think the mentality is better this time around. You know, we went in at half time and we weren't accepting those levels we produced in the first half. In the second half, we come out and we're absolutely fantastic. Pablo Hernandez is creating chances all over the place. Jack Harrison's stepped it up a level. Everyone stepped it up a level in that second half, and it's all you can ask for. I do believe that. I do believe, yeah, we were probably more consistent last season in terms of performances, the way we used the ball, you know, in terms of general performance levels, you know, in terms of being easy on the eye. But for me, mentality, certain elements of our game are much better this season. But guys, you just can't. I can't be getting bothered about other teams' results. I really can't. You know, I'm not being arrogant. I think obviously Fulham, Forest, Brentford, all good teams, all teams capable of putting together runs. But at the end of the day, no matter what, if we can, you know, I think what's it on 68 points from 36 games now. You know, it's roughly, you're looking at another 6 or 7 wins. 6 or 7 wins from 10 games. That's what we've got to do. You know, it doesn't matter what everyone else does. It's what we've got to do. You know, it's the same every single season. We can't focus on other teams. We've got to focus on ourselves. You know, certainly not going to go downhearted if the other teams win today. Who cares? That's all I'm saying, guys. You know, I'm only really mentioning this because I've seen it on Twitter and all that lot. You know, getting massively bothered about other teams' results, but no, I'm not bothered. You know, maybe 6, 7 games to go when the results really do start to matter. You know, when there's not much. You know, if we have a bad result, another team has a good result, makes up a 3-point gap on us. You know, with few games to go, it's hard to come back from that. You know, obviously you saw with like the Wigan game last season, but I just can't be bothered getting worried about it, guys. Really can't be bothered getting worried about it. But yeah, it's all positive, guys. Yeah, wow. You know, the levels this team's producing, and you know, you always have to believe in this team. You know, I think a lot of us, that Forest game affected all of us. You know, I think it affected all of us, but I think it could be the most important result of the whole season, that Forest game. You know, I think it got a whole perspective on us. You know, I think it was a huge moment, you know, in the whole season, that potentially that Forest game, if we do go on to get promoted, of course. Because look, the Championship at the end of the day, 6 or 7 wins out of 10, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy at all. Maybe we might even need less than that. But roughly, we know that's how many games we need to win. Roughly 6 or 7 games, and that should be enough. You know, it should be enough, guys. But guys, I'm going to leave it there. Absolutely buzzing, guys. Absolutely buzzing. I mean, just amazing to see, you know, and just fantastic, guys. You know, I can't wait for the next game. I'm gutted that there's no midweek game. I just can't wait for the Huddersfield game now. I just can't wait for every game. You know, I can't be bothered fearing anything. What's the point of fearing anything? You know, the prize is there. Let's enjoy what we're doing, and that's the thing. I don't feel any pressure. 10 games to go. Could be the biggest 10 games of our, you know, recent history. I'm excited. I'm excited. I just want us to attack it. You know, attack the chances, score more goals, and just push and just improve in everything we do. That's all I want to see from the team, guys. And that's all I'm going to say anyway. Make sure you check out Conor and Joe's post-match thoughts on the game as well, and leave your comments down below. Who's your star man today? You know, what's your feel of the promotion race in general? Are you really paying any attention to other teams, or are you just looking at Leeds now and what we need to do as a team, guys? And that's all I can say, guys. I'm going to leave it there. I've been Oscar Marriott. See you later, guys.